First of all, how's Graham and how's it going to work on Sunday? Is he going to be sort of in your ear on an earpiece or just letting you do it in your own way, or how's it going to work?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, Jez. We're still to decide how it works. He'll certainly be linked up at home. And, he had a bit of a rough night last night. Tested positive this morning, so missed today's training. But I'm quite sure, he'll certainly have an influence on Sunday.
Is it the first time you've actually had to fill in for him, during your time at Östersunds, at Swansea? Have you done it before?
No, we never did it at Swansea. We had to do it twice in Sweden. So it was 2 games. I think we won one, we lost one. So it was a bit of deja vu.
So how are you feeling about it, Billy? Is this your first time in the hot seat since Hamilton, I guess?
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling fine. I was a manager in Scotland, obviously, for Hamilton for 8 years. So, I know what to expect. But obviously, this is the Premier League. It's a big step up. But I've worked alongside Graham for almost 9.5 years now. So, nothing will change too much. We'll just try to keep things as normal. I think the players are in a good place at the moment. And we look forward to Leicester on Sunday.
Yeah, it's quite a relationship you've had with Graham. For fans outside of Brighton, just explain how you got to work with him and how you came to work with him initially at Östersunds.
Yeah, Graham was a manager at Östersund for a couple of years, and he'd called me. He was looking for an assistant, and through Graham Jones, who works at Newcastle, Graham worked with me as well. So he put the two together. I wasn't too sure, if I'm being honest, about going to Sweden at my age. But I went over, had a look at things, met Graham, was really impressed with what he's trying to do. And, we had 5.5 years in Sweden, 1 in Swansea, and then we're here at Brighton.
What is it about Graham Potter, Billy?
Well, I think I kind of knew, first impression, that he was a real thinker of football. It was second-tier Sweden when I went there, and I quickly realised that this guy is well above this level. He's a real thinker. His man management of players is fantastic, and it's been a real privilege to work with him, and a real learning curve for me.
And behind every good manager, there's a good number 2. So how would you describe your relationship?
Yeah, I feel comfortable, with Graham. Should do after 9 years. Involve us in everything. So, you really feel part of it, along with Graham Potter, Bjorn, and obviously Kyle. We came from Sweden.
Billy, just on the team news, any of the injured players who weren't available for Chelsea going to be in line for this one? I mean, Duffy, Dunk or Adam?
No, Shane Duffy won't make it. It's too soon for him, and Adam will be the same. If Lewis Dunk comes through tomorrow's training session, it could be possible that he's in the squad.
And your thoughts on the match? Obviously, Leicester had this spectacular collapse, didn't they, against Spurs? And you're going there full of heart after Chelsea.
Yeah, we were actually at the game, so we've seen the game. It looked as though they were going to win the game. Then obviously in the last 30 seconds of the game lost it. So, but that'll make them even more ready for us.
Thank you so much, Billy. Good luck to you.
Thanks, James.
Hi, Billy. Alex Aljo from Premier League Productions here. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good. So Brighton have drawn more games than any other Premier League side this season. It was a similar story last season as well. What's going to be the key now to turning some of these draws into wins?
Yeah, I think the important thing is we make ourselves hard to beat, first and foremost. And obviously, performance-wise, I think in the last 6 or 7 games, our performances have stepped right up. And we believe that if we continue on these performances, then some of these draws will turn into wins.
Did that draw against Chelsea feel like a win almost? How much of a boost did it give the players?
No, I don't think so. We'd obviously played them, 2 or 3 weeks ago and drew at their place. And there was a real belief from the players that we could go and win the game. But going behind and coming back from 1-0 was commendable for the lads, and we were pushing for the winner as well. So all in all, we take our point, and the lads are in a good place at the moment.
You mentioned that game at the King Power, Leicester against Tottenham. What kind of reaction are you expecting from them on Sunday?
Well, I'm sure they'll be hurting. They probably thought they had 3 points in the bag. I don't think they played as well as they can. I think they've a lot of injuries. players on international duty as well. So, they'll be dangerous. Brendan Rodgers' teams are always organised, and Leicester are a top 8 team. So, once again, we have to be at our best.
Trossard and Mopé didn't start against Chelsea. Was that just a case of managing their minutes, resting them, and can we expect them to start on Sunday?
Yeah, it was a case of that, but also, we felt that, Danny Welbeck and Tariq Lamptey as forward players could stretch a game, and I think that proved right. And obviously, at 1-1, bringing these two guys on to, try and go and win the game with your forward players.
Thank you. Good luck at the weekend.
Thank you.
Billy, you've been at the club a fair while now. How would you describe Brighton and Hove Albion? Now you've got to know it a little bit more over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's people say this now. Graham's mentioned this before. It's a fantastic run club from the chairman all the way through. It's a real honour and a privilege to come and work here every day. We've got a great group of players. We're now here 2.5 years, and I think there's a real good feel-good factor about the football club, and nice.
In terms of your relationship with Graham, and you mentioned Bjorn and Kyle as well, how does that work? Just tell us a little bit about your role, how you support Graham, and how you work with the other members of the backroom staff.
Yeah, it's like myself and Graham sort of deal with the team intentions, and we bring Bruno Salter in, ex-captain and ex-player. He deals with the attacking stuff, and Bjorn with the defensive stuff. So as a group we work together, but that's how it sort of works.
So really a collaborative thing.
Absolutely, yes.
And how much of it is a technical role, and how much of it is dealing with the personalities? You've got a lot of young players that have come through the system since you've been there. I think 6 players on the other night didn't even have any Premier League experience. How much is your job about also getting those youngsters prepared and ready for Premier League action?
Yeah, it's something when I was a manager at Hamilton, it was sort of recognised that we bring a lot of young players through. And we did that at Östersund as well. So it's given these guys the belief and the opportunity to be involved with the first team training, and also, given them that chance to work with the first team. It's invaluable for their development.
And how much pride do you get from when they do actually make their debut and perform?
I don't think there's anything better of a homegrown player, some guy young man who's come through the youth system to play at Premier League level. It's a great feeling for everybody involved at the club.
In terms of Leicester City, Brendan Rodgers, is he somebody you know well? Obviously, he's done really well, not just in the Premier League, but of course north of the border as well.
Yeah, obviously Brendan was at Celtic for some time with Chris Davies, his assistant as well, so I know him through that. Did an unbelievable job at Celtic, winning everything, and then came into Leicester and made a big impression as well. So we're going up against top coaches here, make no mistake about that.
And what about their players? I know they've been probably hit worse than many clubs in terms of COVID injuries as well, but they still have firepower in that squad available to them for Sunday.
Yeah, very much so. If you look at the goal scoring record, even over the last 6 or 7 weeks, they're capable of scoring goals still. Probably the defensive side is probably what's hurting them a wee bit at the moment. They're probably leaking more goals than they would like. But I'm not too sure who's going to be available for them. But whoever it is, they'll still have a strong squad out.